Welcome to Foot Bold Analysis. Bold as in you understand, and of course I try to be as bold and straightforward as possible. Having said that, while I'm here in the bubble of the ISL, Indian Super League, I am trying to contribute from my side and try to use my time as good as possible, and I will do some analysis on certain games. I will not choose every game, but to try to pick some games that would be interesting to analyze. I cannot use any video material, therefore I will use animations, and I will only look into key moments in the game. Also, I want to try to keep it as short as possible and be as objective as possible. So I'm not going to fill in the way how I would find solutions or do things. Of course, I will here and there give some ideas on how I would do it, but at the same time I try to be as objective as possible, and hopefully as a supporter or anyone who's watching can do his benefit with it. Let's dive right into it, to the analysis, and hopefully you enjoy. Cheers. So we're going to have a look at the game FC Goa against Mumbai City. It's not going to be a long analysis because it is very easy to make an analysis about it. To me, it was a very disappointing game. The two teams who play the most attacking football, or supposed to be the most, should play the attacking football. I was not impressed. I think Goa deserved a point, but along the analysis, I will point out the few key dynamics in the game that I think were important. Let's have, as always, first a look at the formations. Goa went with a 4-3-3. Small change from last game, that was a 4-2-3-1. And Mumbai, as always under Libero, also with Goa, plays a 4-2-3-1. What is important, of course, there was Bart Ogbeche was not playing. I made a prediction, or I always try to anticipate what is going to happen. For Mumbai's lineup, I was exactly right, except one. I thought Rakip would play, but there was Ranewade. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. He was playing. The rest I was exactly right. Also with Murtada Fall coming inside. Either Bart plays or Lefondre. To me, there is a difference, but both have scoring ability. I was a bit disappointed for Bart, of course, that I work with him, but overall I expected that Libero would not start together. If you would sum up in a nutshell what the problem was for both teams, was the following. I think for Goa, both wingers were very ineffective. I was disappointed with Redeem. I work with him, but most of all Len Dungal. I said it before the game. I said Len Dungal is not a winger, he's a striker. He lost a lot of balls, but we'll get into that in a bit. Secondly, the midfield of Goa are three great players, but also I think that all three players are more tending to play towards the ball, so there was not a lot of deep play, and I mean by that deep running. I always like to have a midfield where you have one controlling guy, one creative guy, and one who plays box to box. That balance, the football is there, but the balance is not that great in my opinion. Maybe that Norguera is a little bit more deep going, but I don't know him that much, but I had the feeling they play too much towards the ball. For Mumbai, basically on the left side, Shartak was playing. I said it also before the game. He's a right footer on the left side. He's not very creative in the build-up. That could cause some problems, and that did. And on the other side, Bomos played a poor game. I also asked the coach after the game if he ever thought to change him. He was a bit angry that I asked him that, I think, but you could simply ask answer that question in a way by saying, okay, I always expect that magical moment from Bomos, so, but I would have changed him because he was, he did not play good at all. On top of that, Farouk, who is a winger, but a winger with pace. He doesn't have the refined technique. So also there I see if you play football, you need to try to fit it in. So overall, again, for Mumbai, it is how to fit that puzzle, and I'm sure that's going to take some time to gel together. All right. If we have a little bit deeper review of FC Goa lineup, I will explain a little bit deeper what I meant, what I said just in the intro, is you have the three midfielders, where Edebadia was the holding midfielder and he took control. He should play the role what GOa did last year, but in my opinion, he is better off playing more close to the strikers. Now, what is an issue? They tried to do the build-up from the back, where most of the time Edebadia dropped in. But in this area, in this zone, if you play a 4-3-3, not too many players are showing up. And what you want is at least one midfielder showing up there every time, or even sometimes one of the wingers. So when you do that build-up, you want to, if all the midfielders every time play towards the ball, and that's a natural. That's what I talk about when there's a puzzle of a team. If all three midfielders every time play towards the ball, in the ball, then you don't have much depth. And what you want sometimes is that somebody make deep runs, get behind. I call them second line runnings. To give an example, when I was at Northeast, when I played same system 4-3-3, I had Jose as a holding midfielder, a controller. I had Borges as box to box, and I had Gallego as something in between, the creative guy, but even had the deep running, but the player on the ball. So that mix I miss a little bit with Goa. But again, I can be wrong because I don't know all the players exactly. I know Lenny very well, I know Edebadia very well, and the Noguera looks to me more like a player who plays towards the ball. The second part is sometimes in this area also wingers have to show up. That means that wing backs can go up, and Len Dungal doesn't have really a good feeling to do that. In my opinion, he's a striker. And the same Radim is able to do this, but also he's playing more out wide. He got the red card also, he had a poor game. So it's all about that area behind the striker that people need to show up there, and that I miss a little bit with Goa. What a lot happened was that Landungal and Radim played on the line, and I will show it only on the right side here. What happened many times is that the ball, as I said, the midfielders are not playing deep, but all the time towards the ball, and you want them to show up in this area. But what many times happened is that in the build-up, Landungal should show up sometimes in these areas, same on the other side, Radim, so to come inside. And what will happen is, if that happens and the wing back comes up, you create confusion for the wing back, in this case the left wing back. So he has to choose, should I go with the left, should I go with the right? And that was not happening. And if you do that, you create more options. I call them rotations. So this guy will have confusion. So what happened many times is that the ball just went wide, they played towards Len Dungal or the same other side to Radim, and Len lost a lot of balls there. He really lost a lot of balls in his dribble. That was, I go back again, I don't think he's a winger. Mumbai City, the key option of the key element for me there was that Goa let Mumbai try to do the build-up on this side, and Shartak is a right footer. That doesn't have to be a problem, but he is not that creative. So Mumbai was forcing to try to make Mumbai on the left side to do the build-up, and while he was dribbling in, many times you could see that he was hesitating. He only chose to have that one option forward or sideways, and many times Goa intercepted the ball there. And last year under Lobera, you see those center backs that they not right away play that first ball. Sometimes maybe they use the goalkeeper and we go to the other side. Or in this case, Jahu drops in, gets the ball, and he starts the build-up. So Goa had a plan there to let Shartak do the build-up. I also said it before the game. I think that could be a weak link, and that was also showing a few times, especially the second half. He lost two or three balls there where their counter-attack took place. And of course, not every counter-attack will be dangerous, but that was a weak spot there. Secondly, it's very simple. Bomos lost a lot of balls. You need your playmaker to be more effective. And I would have changed him, to be honest. But at the same time, if the coach believes in him and he gives him the trust for the next game, all good, all fine. But I concluded, especially for this game, he lost a lot of balls. And that's why you also didn't see too much football of, in this case, Mumbai City. And the last problem for Mumbai, in my opinion, was the winger. I said it before, Farouk. He doesn't have a refined technique. Last year with Jamshedpur, you saw many times he took off on the right side. He has paced to try to get behind the defense line. So these small elements, they make a difference if a team wants to play football. A center back that doesn't have the real feeling, or maybe needs to grow into it. Same with Farouk. As I said, Bomos, who has the technique but lost a lot of balls. So in my opinion, if you ask me, I think that Goa deserved the point. I think Goa was the better team, showed a bit more football till the red card. That was a clear red card to me. Redeem has to control himself way more. But overall, to get the penalty in the last minute, I think Mumbai was a bit lucky. But who cares? 3 points are 3 points. Congratulations to Mumbai, and maybe that gives a bit confidence for them to build on. But for both teams, still a lot of work. See you at the next one.